Him propped up. Bloomberg News, The Wire today, had most incredible column by Kevin Hassett. He's the Director of Economic Policy Studies at AEI, the American Enterprise Institute. He was an advisor to Senator McCain in the 2008 presidential election. Can I share with you excerpts? Back in the 1960s, Lyndon Johnson gave us the war on poverty. In the 1970s, Richard Nixon launched the war on drugs. Now that we have seen President Barack Obama's first-year legislative agenda, we know what kind of a war he intends to wage. It's no wonder that markets are imploding around us. Obama is giving us the war on business. Imagine that some hypothetical enemy state spent years preparing a Manchurian candidate to destroy the U.S. economy once elected. What policies might that leader pursue? Well, that leader might discourage private capital from entering the financial sector by instructing his Treasury Secretary to repeatedly promise a brilliant rescue plan but never actually have one. Private firms, spooked by the thought of what government might do, would shy away from transactions altogether. If the secretary were smooth and played rope-a-dope long enough, the whole financial sector would be gone before voters could demand action. Another diabolical idea for a Manchurian candidate to destroy the U.S. economy would be to significantly increase taxes on whatever firms are still standing. That would require subterfuge, since increasing taxes would be too obvious. Our Manchurian candidate would have plenty of sophisticated ideas on changing the rules to get more revenue without increasing rates, such as auctioning off permits. These steps would create near-term distress. If our Manchurian candidate leader really wanted to knock the country down for good, he would have to provide insurance against any long-run recovery. And there are two steps to accomplish that. One, discourage innovation. One way the economy might finally take off is for some entrepreneur to invent an amazing new product that launches something on the scale of the dot-com boom. If you want to destroy an economy, you have to persuade those innovators not to even try. Second, you need to initiate entitlement programs that are difficult to change once enacted. These programs should transfer assets away from productive areas of the economy as efficiently as possible. Ideally, the government would have no choice but to increase taxes sharply in the future to pay for these new entitlements. A leader who pulled off all that might be able to finish off the country. Well, let's see how Obama's plan compares with our nightmare scenario. Treasury Secretary Geithner has been so slow to act that even liberal economist and commentator Paul Krugman is criticizing the administration for dithering. It's gotten so bad that the in-trade prediction market now has a future on whether Geithner is gone by the end of the year. It currently puts the chance of that at about 20%. On the tax increase, Obama's proposed 2010 budget quite ominously signaled that he intends to end or significantly amend the U.S. practice of allowing U.S. multinationals to defer U.S. taxes on income they earn abroad. Anyway, goes on to describe all of these Obama policies and then says it's clear President Obama wants the best for the country. That makes it all the more puzzling that he would legislate like a Manchurian candidate. So here you have an entire column by Kevin Bassett, Hassett, he may pronounce it Hassett, I don't know, AEI, American Enterprise Institute, who sets up this brilliant piece. Obama is nothing more or could be a Manchurian candidate programmed by a hypothetical enemy state to destroy the U.S. economy, then lays out how Obama's plans are very much similar to how someone would destroy the U.S. economy, and then says, it's clear that President Obama wants the best for our country. That makes it all the more puzzling that he would legislate like a Manchurian candidate. Hello, Warren Buffett. Hello, Barton Biggs. Hello, Jack Welch. How do you get from this guy is no different than a Manchurian candidate programmed to destroy the U.S. economy, and then say it's clear he wants the best for the economy, but he's legislating like a Manchurian candidate. It's because approval numbers high, and you just can't say this yet. You just can't say it. Might offend the king or what have you. Anyway, the point of this, in my estimation, is that things are starting to, shall we say, trickle up. The worm, if you will, may be starting to turn. More and more people who have known all along the disaster that awaits if Obama succeeds with all this are starting to, in their own little timid way, try to raise some red flags so the rest of us see. They just don't have the courage yet to stand all the way up and say, it's me raising the red flag. Some in Congress are doing it on his side. This is where, by the way, a real chance for success is starting to happen. There's fallout on card check. A bunch of Democrats, particularly some of these new moderate Democrats or conservative Democrats in the House, they got to get reelected here in a year and a half. A year and 9 months. And they're starting to get a little concerned here. Their constituents don't like what's happening. The Tea Parties are effervescing out there. You've got senators who are very much concerned with this omnibus spending bill. So it is not sweetness and light, and it's not smooth sailing. And the drive-bys are doing their best to cover some of that up. But the bloom is starting to come off the rose. We've got a quick timeout. We'll take it. We'll be back and continue here in mere moments.